Hello, I'm Dr. Jeffrey Fidel. In this video, I'd like to talk about acceptance. What is acceptance? Acceptance just means to accept what is in the present moment at all times. So whatever activity we're doing during the day, it's to accept that. It's to accept this moment. This is the only moment, this present moment that ever occurs, and we are not separate from that. So it's always to accept the present moment as is. Whether we have thoughts in our mind, accept that. Whatever thoughts are in our mind, accept that. Whatever activities are going on around us or within us, sensations, accept that. It's simply to be in complete acceptance. Now, what would not be an acceptance? The only thing that could not be an acceptance of this present moment are thoughts. Not us, because we're still going to be doing the activity, whether our thinking mind is saying something or not. The activity is still being done. The acceptance is already there. The presence is already unfolding, of which we are not separate from. So thoughts might say, while we're eating, I don't want to be eating this, yet we're still eating it. Or I'd rather be eating something else, yet we're still eating that same thing. Now, we might listen to our thoughts, and this is why thoughts can be useful tools, and say, I'm eating this, but this tastes terrible. I better put it down because I'm going to get sick if I don't eat it. Well, then our behavior might listen to that thought, and it might put down the food, and that will protect us from getting sick. So it's true, we might act on our thoughts, but regardless of whether there's thoughts in our mind or not, the present moment is unfolding, and the only thing that would be in denial of this present moment are thoughts. Thoughts that might say, I want something different. I want this to be a different present moment, the mind might say, but the present moment is the way it is. So the acceptance is simply to accept everything that's happening, including the thoughts in our mind in this present moment. So how can we practice being in acceptance? Well, we usually go to meditate, and that's where most people practice this acceptance. They sit down on a cushion, and they sit, and they become mindful, and they just watch, and they become present, utilizing their breath. They come into this present moment. But it doesn't need to just be in meditation where we can practice being in acceptance. Acceptance is just accepting everything the way it is, no matter where we are. So things go well in our life, relatively, that's accepted. Things don't go well, that's accepted. Our thoughts in our mind that might be in denial of what's going on, that's accepted as well. So acceptance is just that, to accept whatever is at all time, including the thoughts in our mind. Most of the suffering occurs when the mind continuously produces thoughts or self-talk that is not in acceptance. Like I said, only thoughts cannot be in acceptance. So if one is eating and continuously saying to oneself, I don't want to be eating this particular food over and over again, or I'd rather be somewhere else over and over again, it's the thinking mind that's not accepting the experience. Now, if we identify with that voice in our head, then the experience will be consumed just by that voice. And we'll no longer enjoy our food because our awareness will not be on the food, but will be wrapped up in that continuous thought. And that's why getting so wrapped up in thought can take an enjoyment out of an activity. But the activity will continue with or without those thoughts in mind. So to accept everything as is, with or without thought, is acceptance. And acceptance can be practiced throughout the day in everything we do. We could just allow things to unfold, including the thoughts in our mind. Because the thoughts in our mind can't hurt us unless we allow them to. Even bad thoughts come and go, but we remain. Good thoughts come and go, but we remain. So we could see the difference between thoughts in our mind and our essence, which remains as that awareness of those thoughts.